And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the one only Rebar Show with your main man, JP motherfucking Fingers. All right, let's get the shout outs out of the way with. We got the big shout out. United Cigars, doing it big, living United, smoking United. We got Sir Louis Cigars, the big doggy, the doggy style boutique as fuck. Sir Louis Cigars, hit him up on Instagram. Look at his beard coming back, little baby beard. We got Bearded Buffalo. Promo code Rebar. See a little 69 boys in the corner of the screen over there. Humasmart.com. Take care of your cigars, take care of your weed, whatever you want. Last one, we got the Cigars Doorstep Monthly Luxury Cigar Club. At all these fine establishments, you use promo code REBAR and save yourself some money. All right, ladies and gentlemen, JP Fingers here. This might look maybe a little weird. Am I just by myself? What are we doing here? Episode by myself? I don't know. The one only Rebar is going to say some stupid shit. Possibly the guest that's going to come on, he might say some stuff that you might question. You might agree with him. You might disagree with him. Maybe it's a him. I don't know. I gave away too much already. But our views, our opinions are in no way affiliated with any of the sponsors of the show. You don't like it? Suck a dick. Get over it. All right. I just got to finding the song right now. Oh, I got it. All right. We got to get hyped. We got a big guest on. And now, your starting lineup for the one only Rebar Show coming out of Toronto, Ontario. Everybody's heard of this guy. We got Cigar Aficionado. We got Cigar, you name it. My good buddy is on there. Ladies and gentlemen, you're starting, sitting in the chair next to me, Peter fucking James! That was fucking dope, man. We gotta dap it up. That's I gotta do that more now. That's the dap up at the beginning. That's tight. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know me, JP Fingers. Do people know the face behind it?
Not really. So I'm hoping we change that right here.
I mean, fuck. Everybody knows these.
That's fucking dope.
What, have you never been on the internet? Everybody knows these. They know. Look at these. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the one only Rebar Show. Peter James.
All right. We're supposed to shotgun a beer. Is that correct?
I lost my shotgun tool. How did I lose my shotgun tool?
Here.
Thank you. Is that mine?
I think, I don't know. I'm over here.
I got just these things just float around everywhere. All right. Probably, I'm going to put you up there with one of the biggest guests I've had on this show. You're fucking huge.
I'm honored.
You're huge. I mean, all right. Peter James, JP Fingers.
All right.
One only Rebar. We're going to do a shotgun.
Let's,
sideways like that?
Yeah.
All right. Like this. See how I tilted a little bit?
Yeah.
A little pressure there. You get a little thumb hole.
All right.
Hey, it works. It works.
And then?
Right. Hold like this. Get ready there.
Yeah.
As you go up to the top, boom, melt on the hole. Ready? All right. Cheers. All right. Give her a toss. Boom. All right. Let's get into things. Can we do name, age, resume?
Sure. Name. Peter James.
Peter. Yeah, I was just like, damn, no. All right. Peter James.
38. I'm an 82 baby. So it was a good year for wine, I heard. But yeah, going on 39.
All right, 39. When you walked up, I was just like, fuck, he's young.
Yeah, it's that.
I was like, and I had to ask. I was like, how old are you? Like 30. I'm like, shit, I'm 2 years younger than you. You look about 5 years younger than me.
I got that baby face, so I'm rocking it till I can. I'll stay.
Ever done a beard?
You know what?
I feel like you would do like a little shadow.
I did the depth look. I had the top lip, the bottom.
Oh yeah.
Here.
Oh yeah.
I dug that look for a while. That was pretty cool. You know what it is with the beard for me? I love beards. I wish that I would just let it all go, but I don't grow hair right here.
It's that connectors.
Yeah.
The connectors. Yeah.
I can grow a hockey helmet. Like I can connect here to my neck. My neck hair is vicious.
That's dude.
Yeah.
I'm once every other week is like my logs. I go without hitting up the barbers. Like I need that straight razor.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It just gets ferocious.
Yeah. All right. Can we talk about the resume a little bit? We don't have to get too personal with where it all started, or
you want me to start what pre Peter James or like my working career?
Let's give a brief look into it. Was cigars in that picture? Like, were you smoking them before this?
I started smoking cigars probably around 1920. My dad
Okay.
was always into cigars. He was into cigarettes too, but cigars is kind of where I saw him. I stole a couple from him, obviously on the golf course. Sad
You
to
were the
say-
man. You were
Yeah,
rolling around. You were the man on the golf course.
I stole a couple. I actually tossed them, which I feel terrible for today. I didn't understand it at the time.
Yeah.
Just, you're young, you try shit.
I
whatever.
can't inhale this. This is horrible.
Yeah,
Like,
it was like, this sucks. But I really got into it in my, I would say, early to mid 20s. I was like really, really
Yeah.
into it. But I actually came up career wise in marketing. Digital media was my
Okay.
major. So I was in marketing for quite a while. I had a brand management company called JP Lauren for 12, 13 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's cool.
And then I sold that business, and then I got into insurance. And then it was around that time when we started Peter James.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
so,
cool.
So I've always kind of been in cigars. I've always been a part of it. It's always been a part of my life.
Yeah. It's
So,
always something. Yeah,
yeah.
it's always something out there. I mean, I got a comment of this is the first time I've held one in person.
Yeah.
Uh,
What do you think of the leather? And
I mean, shout out. This is mine. Thanks to Peter James. Dude, it's gorgeous. When I met my wife, she was at, I guess, Roots.
Yeah.
She was high, and dude, this is gorgeous. Like, this is, yeah, it's beautiful.
Well, I mean, look,
It's
Roots-
beautiful.
Thank you. Appreciate it. But Roots itself was a Canadian made company when it started.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything was manufactured
Yeah.
in Canada. That was the beauty of Roots. And some of the manufacturers I know that used to produce for Roots. So
It's just gonna be this, like, yo, what's up, JP here, dude? I'm underdressed for this right now.
yeah, so am I. I love it. I love
No,
it.
that rocks with that though. Like that, like that's I don't like. I got too many lines going on for this, right? Like this is like
a matching line right there.
I'm going out for
you.
dinner tonight.
You're taking that with you.
Oh, I am. I'm getting sushi tonight. And I'm just taking this with me. Like I'm gonna sit down. And like, oh fuck, look at this guy now.
Nice.
So yeah, we got Peter James. I mean, you've been a cigar aficionado, cigar snob. I started watching people reviewing your stuff on YouTube at work the other day. I mean, not at work, sorry. And it's people just talking about reviewing it. And then we text, not a big deal. I got Peter James's number, but
Crank called me.
it's actually, yeah. So this all started from another success story from a prank call.
Yeah.
But we had linked up on Instagram probably like a year ago, 2 years ago. Somehow I got your number, didn't remember saving it in my phone, and I'm just like, Peter James, like, huh? Let's prank call Peter. And I'm fun little fact, nobody will probably ever know your name that's on the show, but you're Peter James. And I'm just like, let me call Peter James. It's just like I gotta be honest, I don't remember the call at all, but I'm just like, I'm gonna call myself Peter James. And that's all I remember. He's like, no, this is Peter James. I'm like, this is Peter James.
Yeah, that tripped me
And-
out. And I went with it. It was like, you know what? Maybe this guy's for real. And you had me. You hooked me.
I,
And I was like, all right, fine. If you're Peter James, I'm Peter James. We got to figure out a way to make this work.
you played it off so well. I was just like, dude, you got great customer service. I'm like, all right, gig is up. Like usually I'll crack the call there. But I was like, dude, you got great customer service, man. Like, it's me, so and so. And I had a feeling you were a GTA guy, Greater Toronto area.
Yeah.
Those. And I was just like, yo, you got to come on the show. And I was like, fuck, I've asked him this before. And you probably had this feeling like, man, this has been talked about before. And it's just like, no, let's do it. And I'm like, all right, like I'm interested in St. Catharines. You know what I mean? Like, what was it? Hour drive?
Yeah, an hour 15.
Hour drive. And I was like, hey, you know what? Like you want to do it remotely or you want to do it here? Like I got a lounge. You're like, I'll come there. And I'm just like,
Yeah, you had me at
it
lunch.
took me back though. Like I was just like, oh shit, like you're going to come here? I'm just like, fuck. And I mean, I was sweating it. Like I wiped the floors during the week, like cleaned all the floors up and everything, vacuumed a little bit. And I was just like,
it does look pretty
thank you.
spectacular.
I mean, it's a lot of shit everywhere, but
It's the way a man cave should be. True to form.
I was like, shit. And even the Rebar team, I call them, I was like, hey, Peter James is coming over Saturday. They're just like, no. I'm like, yeah, seriously. And I'm like, this is huge. Like this is a big deal. Like you're a classy guy.
I appreciate that.
How do you normally dress? Like you're probably like you're pimped out, man.
No.
How do you normally dress?
Yeah, similar to this. I'm pretty chill. Maybe a pair of jeans and a t-shirt.
It's like business cash.
Less than business cash. I'm just pretty chilled.
It's the sneakers that throw it off, though. You know what I mean? But when you hit the sneakers, like those are six sneakers, man.
Yeah, I like my sneakers. I like my sneakers.
That's that's probably a worse hobby than cigar smoking.
Absolutely.
Sneakers.
It's freaking crazy. There's there's a stock market for Air Jordans for all with StockX or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'm really like I just got into Air Jordans collecting them because I think they're so amazing.
That's
I've
almost wanted to dabble.
I have to. It's insane. I have to bid.
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
And it has the stock price per model.
Yeah,
of what their value.
It's crazy. Like there's shoes are. It's like a vehicle now.
Yeah.
You know, when you roll up and when you get out, like you could drive, you know, your dream vehicle. If you're getting out with some broke ass shoes, like some bunk shoes, you know, some shoes that are not fresh, they're just like you know, whatever. You know, not stoked on it. I'm a big Adidas guy, obviously. Yeah. If nobody has gotten that vibe now from me, I'm a big Adidas guy. But I started on, you know, a little bit of Yeezys, a little bit of just like they're low pro, just like tracksuit shoes. And I was just like, fuck, why am I doing this? Why? And I'm just like, you could wear whatever, but you toss that sneaker on, boom, like you just made an outfit.
Yeah,
like, you completed the outfit.
Yeah, absolutely.
So probably, yeah, shoes are worse than like bourbon or cigars for me. Scotch, like it's just worst collection.
I've gotten some of my friends into some pretty bad and expensive habits, and they'll tell you if they've ever meet you. And I'm trying to get one of my friends on the shoe wagon, and if he does, he's probably gonna get up my tail about it.
First thing you notice, right? You shot me a text, you're like, yeah, I'm here. So I hit the camera at the front of the house, and I was like, your shoes popped. And then I was like, what the fuck?
You know what?
You're young. You're young.
I look. There's a, you know, I'm not gonna spoil it, but there's a post coming out. I think is true to form. It's just because, you know, we don't have to act.
You don't got to act your age.
There's a kid inside of all of us.
Well, so that's it. How, let's call us 37 because I'm 36 or 38. Okay. Let's call us 37.
Average. I like it.
How are we supposed to act? How are we supposed to act?
Your authentic self.
Right.
Your authentic self is a kid inside.
I smoke with guys 10 years younger than me, much like you probably do, and you smoke with people 10 years older than you.
Mm-hmm.
I smoke with guys 15 years older than me. Somehow they're like, just do it. Yeah, I want to watch you chug that beer. And I'm just like, there's no age. And I think that's the big thing with cigars is like, there's no age. Because you could be out at the lounge, you know, you go to a lounge, you're having a conversation about whatever with a guy 15 years older than you, and you're having the same conversation with somebody 15 years younger than you.
Yeah.
And it's cool that, this has no age.
No.
I mean, it could be an old cigar, but it's just, that one common bond that brings us together where it's just like, you know, you tell, like, yeah, I'll come down there. And I'm like, oh shit. Like, I'm going to have you down here. And I'm like, I was envisioning you and an older gentleman, like maybe 10 years older, right? I'm just like, oh, like, why? You know, your appearance, I guess, on social media and I guess everything is very established, right?
Okay. I can see that.
Like your business is, 10 years old, right?
Yep. About around 10 years old, about 8 years old, yeah.
How it conducts itself and how it carries itself is like a 20-year-old business. You know what I mean? And it's just like, okay.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
No, it's cool to see. You don't see a lot of young people or younger people still keeping an old thing going, right? Like cigars have been around for hundreds of years. So yeah, to see somebody young that's just like stoked on it and just you know stoked on being pumped.
Yeah,
that's it, man. Stoked on being pumped. But no, it's a cool thing. Let me ask you a couple rattling questions,
right,
maybe.
Let's get the bus rolling.
Maybe. All right.
What do we got?
Can't ask you that. It's a very awkward question.
Listen,
I consider you a friend. I cannot ask you that.
How bad can it be?
Pretty bad.
Let's try.
Dude,
edited,
honestly,
right?
I don't want to do it.
This is edited.
Right? No, no, it's not. It's not. That's. I'll ask you it off air.
Okay.
Off air. All right. If you're going to be a professional athlete, what professional athlete would you be? What would Peter James be for a professional athlete?
Wow, that's a great question.
And why? You could be a golfer. You know what I mean? You get to do what you love, and you get make sick money for it.
Formula One driver.
Formula One driver. It's a great answer. Actually, nobody's ever answered that. Formula One driver. I mean, you hate driving, but you love driving because you always got to drive.
It's, you know what it is for me? The why? It's the control, the
Yeah,
uncontrollable control.
yeah. You're driving
You're
the most
driving
performance vehicle.
a beast,
Yeah,
and you're going at such speeds that most people can't comprehend, and you're controlling this animal on a racetrack
Alright.
for lap after lap.
yeah.
It's mental, it's physical, and it's pushing every boundary.
It's as much of a mental thing as it
Yeah.
is a physical thing. Meanwhile, you're just going like this, clutching, braking. But it's yeah, doing
It's
it
so
at that level,
sophisticated.
it's got to be
I
yeah,
applaud any athlete that drives any vehicle in that way.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great answer. Great answer. All right, that was question number one. That's a really good answer. I'm stoked on that. All right, scrolled up. We're gonna do like a little Rorschach thing here. Okay, like I
Okay.
hold up the thing, you tell me what you think it looks like, but it's gonna be with cigar brands.
All right.
Okay. And usually, like I just have that question prepped. I just usually look around here and I'll see brands. I'm like, I gotta ask you this. Rocky Patel.
Hamlet.
Him? All right. That is a great cigar by them. Great cigar.
I'm okay. So the reason I said Hamlet is I had the pleasure of meeting Hamlet in Cuba when I went to Havana years ago before he moved to Miami, and I actually bought some of his custom rolls. He's
Wow.
just
Wow.
he's an outstanding guy. Like,
Okay.
he just sat with us, chatted with us. We were just regular guys at the time. Didn't
That's
know,
cool.
you
Because
know
I mean, there's people like that out there, but they don't do that vibe. You know what I mean? They act like what they are.
exactly.
Yeah. Which is crazy.
Very humble guy.
Yeah. That's cool. Very cool. All right. And you know what? There's a good handful of Rocky Patel cigars that I really like, and I shit on the guy a lot just because he don't fuck with my prank calls, and that's what I think it is. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I got his number and I try calling him all the time, but he don't play. He don't bite. He doesn't bite.
It's not for everyone.
No, it's not. And you know what? We came out of last weekend, and I was just like, my buddy's getting guys texting him from the cigar industry, and they're like, I can't believe you fucking, you cursing him out. And he's like, dude, it was just a joke, chill. And then the people that it was a success with, like I had the Ashton rep, was just like, dude, I can't wait to go on your show. Like, I'm fucking stoked on that.
Yeah.
I was just like, wow. And then I was just like, sorry guys, just texting Peter James right now. They're like, are you fucking kidding me? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, we talk once, twice a day, big deal. But it's just, yeah, I guess it's the benefits from it, and then it's they'll come around. They'll come around. Everybody
You'll
always
get
does.
him. You'll get him.
All right, next one, we're gonna go with LFD. I'm friends with Antonio too.
That's a hard one because I absolutely adore that brand. There's the bull. I'm gonna go with the bull.
The Andalusian Bull. That's it. Yeah, Bull. All right, all right. That's a good answer. You know what? It was crazy how hard that cigar was to get. I mean, it still is. It's still unreal hard to get.
I found a box at this. It's not even a cigar shop. It's a convenience store that had a small little cabinet with cigars, and I don't know what.
In Canada.
Yeah,
Oh,
locally, like in
those
Vaughan.
those stores are deadly just because you stroll in there and it's like, oh, let's see what you got.
Yeah,
and it's just like, how
that's
the fuck?
it. It's
Why
like
do you have this?
treasure hunting.
Yeah.
Like, what's in that cabinet?
Yeah.
I want to see it. Like, he opened it
Yeah.
up. I go, do you know what you have?
After I buy it,
And
do you know
then-
what you have? After I
'Cause
just bought all
the
this,
price is like that's not realistic. It's rather cost effective. So
well, and
I'll take
that's
the box.
even crazier for Canada.
yeah,
If like I'm getting this right here, what I know, it's more money in the United States and harder to find. It's like,
listen,
no,
I'm
it's
not
fine.
ashamed to say it. I bought it for $40 Canadian a cigar.
Yeah, that ain't bad, man. That's not bad
That's
at all.
how can you say no?
No, and it's for having them there. You
Yeah,
could
they're
order.
right there.
Oh, you can only order 2 online. Then you get 2.
Or you can try to order a box, get hit with excise, and
Yeah.
Bob's
Yeah.
your uncle.
So, and I mean that's the crazy thing about I guess convenience stores in Canada, bodega, whatever you want to call them. So you walk in there and it's like, oh, you got cigars. You're like, let me see what you have, and you're just like, yeah, I'll get 4 of those, and you're just like,
Yeah.
how the fuck do you have that?
Yeah.
And like, how long have you had it? You know what I mean? You look, it's just like, oh wow, like, yeah, gnarly thing. All right, next question we're gonna do or next Rorschach question. Scanning around right now, crowned heads.
I just brought you on.
You did one that I've never smoked too.
Honestly, that's a toughie. Man, if I had to something to them, they're underrated. I think they're a great cigar.
There's
They're a great brand that's just starting, from what I see, just starting to kind of get to the level that they should be.
yeah, they're not recognized, or they don't get the accolade they should.
Exactly.
100%. Yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
starting to get that, and I'm so happy for them because I
Mhm.
see the work. Not like I don't know them personally, just to stipulate, but you see the amount of effort and work and love they put into it, and it's
Yeah.
starting to show and it's starting to get recognition, and that
Yeah.
makes me happy.
And
So
you know what too? John's a hat guy. You know who else is a hat guy? Peter James. Look
other
at this
side.
fucking sick hat. Look at this. Look at this hat. This is Peter James. The inside is just unreal. Inside is just unreal, dude. Nicely constructed hat, nice
Man.
design to it, nice. It pops.
It's always quality first. You know that.
That's it. That's huge, man. That's huge. You know what? I do know that. It's dude, I'm blown away. Number one, you it's like I'm meeting somebody famous, sort of. So I'm like sort of nervous, but not sort of nervous. But I'm just like, whatever. You know, we talked about some things off the air, and I was just like, oh fuck, like,
Yeah.
you know, that's cool. Like, yeah. I mean, dude, you got an invite here anytime you want to come here.
I'll
So,
hold you to that.
all right, 100%,
Listen,
man.
I'll tell you, I told you the Buffalo games, man. I'm gonna come
That's
here
it.
first.
That's it, man.
Tailgate party is right here at the
100%.
Rebar.
We're close enough to the border. All right, next one, I believe that was number 3.
Mhm.
Okay, number 4, Drew Estate Cigars.
I'm going with my my gut on this one. Number 9, man. Liga number 9. That's the staple. I have to think if somebody says Drew, that's got to be at the forefront. Just because I don't. For me,
So guys are either the T52 guy or the Liga 9 guy. I was T52 guy for years. I started smoking the 9 like regularly, and I was just like, damn, like how did I sleep on this for so long? Yeah,
it's delicious.
yeah,
We actually-
it really is. It
We
really
just did
is.
a case for them
Wow,
with the Liga 9.
wow.
I don't know if I'm supposed to say anything, and if I am, apologies, team.
This will
But,
probably air in 2 weeks, so it may already be whatever. They might already have it, or
we did a bunch for their new app, for their member app,
Mhm.
and I don't want to spoil what they're going to do with it. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to talk about it, but
It's gonna be big.
I
gonna
can
be
just say that the case is
Yeah.
fucking epic.
Wow,
I couldn't
Wow.
believe how it turned out. So,
wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, that was a little sneak peek,
little sneak.
a little sneaky. All right, last one. I'm looking around. I'm scanning right now, really good. You know what? Tatawahe.
You know, I haven't explored it as much as I should have.
Okay.
So, I don't really know much about them. I haven't been introduced at the shows. This was way back when we were at the trade shows. But I love their brand,
Okay.
if
Yeah.
that makes any difference. Like I think
Yeah.
they do a great job with their marketing, with their branding, with the style of cigars they have available.
Yeah.
I've never actually tried too many. I think I've had 2 or 3. Everyone I've had I've loved. It's just obviously being here in Canada, it's
We're very,
not-
very limited.
Very
right?
limited.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like you go to a cigar shop in Canada, like a good cigar shop in Canada, right? You know, let's I shouldn't drop a name. Let's say Illage Cigars. I'm not gonna say the full name. Illage Cigars. Or what's the other one? What's those? The brothers.
Which ones? The Havana something.
Havana.
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 Okay.
Yeah, but those are phenomenal shops. But you walk into like a dive in the United States, and it's just like, what the fuck?
It's a gold mine.
Yeah, you're just like, what the like? It's ridiculous. So that's Canada in a nutshell for you, right?
If when we go to, we have family in Florida and Tampa, and every time we go, any cigar shop I walk into, it's like a
Yeah.
candy store.
You're just like, wow, I've seen
Like,
that on the internet for
Tat's where
5
you
years and I've never had it.
There's not just two boxes.
Yeah.
Tat's there's a row.
Yeah.
And you can choose. Here we don't have that luxury, unfortunately.
You know what? Next year, hopefully the border's open. I'm going to be at my place in Ybor City. So you're in Tampa.
Ybor City.
We're linking up for a day.
Anytime.
We're linking up for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we got to do it. We got to do it. All right. That was number 5.
5. Yeah.
Was that 5? All right. We
I
got to
don't know,
move on to another question.
You made me shotgun a beer, so
Dude, I'm stoked. How can I not be hyped on that? Like, I just had a buddy
listen. You broke the 5 year mark. I don't think I've shotgun a beer in about 5 years.
talking with my buddy yesterday, right? And I'm like, you got a fucking shotgun. You got a shotgun. He's like, bro, I haven't. He's 40, 41. Blends cigars. He's part of the Rebar Council team. Great guy. I'm like, dude, lay off the beers. Like, hit the White Claws for a bit, right? Because he's getting banged up. I'm like, hit the White Claws, man. Like, take care of your body a little bit, right? Like,
Hit the White Claw.
I'm like, get the claws. I'm like, it's 0.5 more percent than your beer you're drinking. He's like, I'm gonna get these. I'm gonna get this. He's like, let's shotgun a beer. Let's shotgun a beer. Before I went for dinner at my in-laws, he's like, let's shotgun. You want to shotgun another one? I'm like, Jesus. I'm like, you've never asked me this before. I'm like, let's shotgun another one. Let's shotgun one. I'm like, now you're hooked on it. He's like, I was 23 last time I shotgun a beer. And I'm like, damn, like, 17, 18 years. Like, all right. All right. We all have these great cigar experiences. You know what I mean? Whether we talked about this before the show, you always get the great times with somebody that, surprises you when they walk in there. And you always get the times with the people that you're just like, damn, like, that was a shit show. What's one of your best cigar experiences? And what's one of your, I guess, worst, but awkward? We'll go with awkward.
Let me think about that one. Best cigar experiences. I would say Amsterdam.
Okay.
It was actually just after we went for a bike ride. Obviously stopped at a coffee shop.
Got a little left-handed cigar.
Yeah. And we had to ride our bikes back to the hotel, which is about 30 minutes away. Try riding a bike 30 minutes away from a hotel with a phone in one hand for GPS because we had no idea where we're going. And they're pretty serious about how their structure and their system about riding or cycling in that city. There's etiquette involved.
And
I got chirped quite a few times.
What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
why are you riding like that?
We're almost back. I see a cigar shop. I'm like, can we just stop a second? We need to take a break anyway. I can barely see where I am. I walk in there. Nicest people. It was like.
And you're like, and you carry my stuff. All right, what's up. You know what's up.
I walked in with the warmest welcome.
That's awesome. Like, by the way, I'm Peter.
No, I didn't say anything. And they just said, what style of cigar do you like? And before I could utter anything, the guy's like, you look like I'm going to get you a cigar. And he got me a cigar. Didn't even look at the label. I can't even tell you what it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't a brand. It may have been a custom roll from the shop, but it was at that time phenomenal. I don't know if it was because we were riding bikes and I was exhausted.
It's the experience, right? It's just,
whole experience.
That's what makes the great cigar. Sometimes that's just regular nothing. You can smoke that now. You'd be like, that's not good. What's the experience, the environment?
Yeah. That is, for me, the key. When someone says, what's the best cigar you ever smoked? It's the one that I smoked with the experience.
Who you smoked it with, where you smoked
where
it.
It was, set in settings. Very important for me with cigars. Like right now, thoroughly enjoying this because of where I am, who I'm talking to. The most awkward, ooh.
He's like, fuck, that time I was at the Rebar.
No.
Yes.
I was at a restaurant, and obviously I brought my cigar case with me and some Cohibas at the time. And a friend of mine saw another client of his there and went outside to smoke, and he offered him a cigar, and I said, sure. I gave him a cigar. He literally lit it and then chucked it.
One of those guys.
And I was like, okay, you know what? And deep inside it, I tell myself, you gifted the cigar to somebody. It no longer belongs to you. What they do with it is, you have to respect it. It's up to them.
Yeah.
However, I was still bothered at the fact that, not that he didn't smoke the cigar,
why do you treat it like that?
Well, he didn't even stay to have a conversation. Like, if you just weren't into it, I get it.
Yeah.
Cigar's not for you.
Yeah.
But it was like, he just didn't want to hang out with us.
I gave you something that's going to take an hour,
and you
give me 15 minutes of your time. Yeah. Right? And it's just like, well, I mean, let's look at it like money, right? We're smoking rolled up money. Yeah. It's great.
You're burning money.
I mean, it's fucking rolled up money, right? We're smoking. Some bills taste better than other bills, whatever. But it's just, you want one. So obviously you have somewhat of an idea of what they cost or the process to it, I at least appreciate it if I'm going to give it to you.
Yeah. I thought at first something had happened. Maybe, he had to leave abruptly, and I was
But I mean,
concerned.
take it with you.
He was just at the bar with his buddies, and I'm like,
Yeah. Let me have a rip off that. And you're like, no, I'll just give you one.
it's okay. This shit happens. It's life.
I call those dad cigars.
I-
My old man loves ripping on cigarettes, loves coffee, likes smoking cigars just because he likes smoking.
Yeah.
My dad is truly like just a fan of smoking. So he's like, hey, let me get a cigar. I've been taking him to cigar lounges in United States. Hey, here's this number 2 cigar last year. That was good. I've given him a $1 cigar that I don't even know where I got it from. That was good.
My dad's the exact same.
Just like you want to smoke.
Yeah.
You just want to smoke. I'm like, little tiny humidor. I'm like, this is what I keep yours. He's like, okay, can I get one of my cigars? Yeah, no problem. No problem. He's like, yeah, it took me 3 weeks to smoke it.
I don't give my
All right,
dad the
all right.
high-end cigars anymore, because
You can't.
if I give it to him, he'll end up putting it in his humidor
Mhm.
because it's too good to smoke right now, and
Yeah.
then he won't season his humidor, and then it's going to go
Yeah.
stale.
Oh yeah.
So now I just give him unbanded cigars.
Yep. Yeah. This is dad, buddy. I got a buddy. D Robs comes on the show quite a bit. Big weed guy. We'll smoke cigars. He doesn't give a fuck. But you give him the $1 cigar, you give him the the $20 cigar, you give him the 50.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. He's like, it was all right.
Yeah.
It's like I ripped 3 cigarettes in between it. Like,
No, I give him the blinded cigar, and he's like, "Oh, that was good. What was that?" I'm not telling you. Doesn't
yeah,
matter.
yeah.
You enjoyed it? Good.
That was a $50 cigar, by the way. And you're like, just like, I got him with the $1 cigars again. I got him with the $1 cigar.
Hey man, I think my best cigar I ever smoked was a $3 cigar.
You know what? Yeah, it's
Because like you said before, set and setting.
that's it, right? Like it's you could be at a bar, you could be at a lounge, you could be at your house, you could be in your backyard, you could be in your, wherever. But it's just sometimes they just hit, and it's just like, damn, like that's like, yeah. Why can't you smoke it again? You're like, hey, it was good, but it's not what it was. It's all the environment. All right.
What do you got next?
Next question.
That's a long list.
It's just random. Like I got sections, I guess.
Okay.
It's not really sectioned up, but you got to pick one of each. Who
Okay.
in the cigar world,
Mhm.
who in the acting world, who in the sports world would you fight?
In the cigar world?
I mean, you can pick anybody. Like you say me, I guess I could be in the cigar world.
Oh my, that is
Like just
interesting
it's not
question.
even like hate
Like
fight.
like when a
It's not
fight-
even hate fight, but it's like I think I could beat this guy up, or like I just want to get smacked by this guy. You know what I mean? Like,
I would let Hamlet slap me in the face. Yeah,
all right,
I would let him.
I'll
If
count
he
that.
said, just like that open slap contest
Yeah.
you do.
You're
You ever do
lining
that
up.
when
You're
it's a
like,
kid?
all right,
Yeah.
all right, and you're like, I can't.
You ever do
I
that
can't
when
do it.
when you're a bit
Oh
fucked
yeah.
up with your boys?
Oh yeah.
Just open slap contest.
Hit me. Hit me.
I
Hit me.
would challenge Hamlet to one of those.
And then you end up, you're like, fuck, I
don't know if
can't hit
that
you. And
was
he's
a good
like,
decision
Wow.
because he's a stout guy. He looks pretty strong. But hey, I think I can take it. In
All
the acting world,
Acting world. Who do we got?
you know what? Just because it's a challenge, Jason Statham. He would fuck me up, but I would give him a go.
Yeah.
I would give him a go.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a solid one. Because
Yeah.
I mean, you watch all his movies and it's just like
Like
this guy can fight.
Yeah, no, he'll listen. I'm probably gonna end up in a hospital.
Yeah.
But I'm at least gonna take some time from him.
that's just give him that one shot.
No,
where he's
that's
like,
it. It's,
fuck
if we
you.
get down to the ground,
know?
I'll at least keep him there for a bit.
I'm in the hospital for a week. You're walking out next day and it's like, wow, he got hit in the
Totally
face.
fine, but I can say I got the shit kicked out of me by Jason.
That's it. Yeah. Like, well, what happened to you? Jason Statham again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we hang out all the time. We drink and he gets aggressive. You know what I mean? Yeah, I swung at him. Don't you get him? You're like, I got him once. Look at his face. Just like,
Yeah, like,
you kicked his ass.
I took 10 minutes of his time. That's
right?
all
Yeah,
that matters.
that's it.
Sports world.
Sports world. We my co-host Evan does a lot of talks about I'd like to fight a hockey player. Hockey players now are different people than they were 10 years ago. When you look at, hey, you're there just to fight. So, sports world, would you fight an F1 driver?
No, that's not fair. I played hockey. I grew up playing hockey. I played very competitive for a while, which is why I can't cross my legs correctly because my hips are both need 2 hip replacements. But whatever. Who would I want to go with? This is a toughie, man. I don't know.
It doesn't have to be it could be from anything. Like, do you want
Yeah.
to, like, Mike Tyson?
Fuck no.
You know what I mean?
I'm
Yeah.
not, I'm not, I'm not that crazy. Fucking Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan.
I know he's not. He's
Have
in
you
it.
seen
He's in it.
the videos of his
But
leg kicks?
yeah,
Jesus Christ.
you know,
That'll like I kick
here's
me
a-
anywhere, just not in the leg that hard.
you know what? You know why? You know why Joe Rogan? Because I think he's empathetic. So I think he'd have sympathy on me.
Yeah, he's like, fuck, sorry.
He's gonna fuck me up, but he's gonna be like, sorry.
Yeah.
Let's have a glass of whiskey after.
And he's gonna talk
And
about
I'd
it on
be
his
like,
podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe I did this podcast after. I don't know. So yeah, I'll go there.
He's like, just talked to Peter James. We exchanged leg kicks. I'm all right. He's like, his toenail cut me a little bit on my shin. But he's like, he can't walk right now, but his cigar case is amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
Like, yeah,
awesome.
that I could see Joe Rogan, yeah, like the empathetic out of it,
Yeah,
right?
he's pretty. Yeah, he's pretty cool.
All right. I feel like I need to go like I think I weighed myself this morning. I'm like $164. Just solid, except for right there.
You weigh more than me.
Dude, I've been cutting weight bad. Let's go. A year ago I was like 213.
Really?
Yeah.
Good for you.
I don't know.
You don't know how?
I think it's just laying off the cigs. My
Yeah?
my metabolism shot up. Yeah, I think that's all
Which
it
is
is.
contradictory because everybody says that.
Yeah,
the cigs
you're
boost
gonna
your
eat more when you're not
metabolism.
smoking, and yeah, vice versa, right? All that stuff. Yeah, I can't explain it. I think I would go like a featherweight, like UFC fighter, like bantamweight maybe. Just that one in there and be like, I'm running. I'm just trying to like, let me just choke you for 1 second. And it's like, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, UFC fighter. Just
There's a guy in a group I belong to, the men's group, and he trains jujitsu, Gracie training,
oh wow,
and you wouldn't think, but you won't be able to land a punch.
yeah,
Whatever you try to do,
yeah.
it's like
You coming at them
that's
is
a
worse for
big-
you.
Yeah. They're special the way they can.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right, we got to do what we're smoking, what we're drinking.
All right,
Peter James, what are you smoking? What are you drinking?
Alec Bradley Kintsugi, if I pronounce that correctly. I think it's a fantastic cigar.
Great band on it.
Yeah, I really
Great
enjoy the
band.
marketing and the branding of it. It's really nice. The beer you've provided, Cold Break Brewing. That's just not too far from here.
Literally a block up.
Block up.
Yeah.
It's absolutely delicious.
Like the other side of the ball diamond. That's
I'm
right
really
there.
enjoying this.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no worries, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
What are you smoking?
What am I smoking? What am I drinking? I'm smoking a gifted cigar from Peter James, a fine and rare. Great cigar from Alec Bradley. I was a guy chasing these cigars years ago, and then I was like, why the fuck can I never find it? Why the fuck can I? And I stopped smoking it now. Fantastic cigar.
Yeah.
Fantastic cigar. I am drinking Mango White Claw.
We won't judge you.
Mango White Claw. And I got another, I got the
I mean, I guess
Ruby grapefruit.
I should throw it out to your sponsor, which I'm a subscriber of, because I got this in the luxury cigar.
Do you use promo code Rebar?
I do not.
You can start it.
I could. Maybe I will.
It's up to you. I mean, I don't want to force it, right? But I'm like, let's say
I'm
5%.
I'm just appreciative that they ship to Canada.
Right? How sick are they?
Because I think the cigar subscription model is fantastic. It's a joy. It's just tough for us Canadians.
It is. And that's we're not going to talk about what the situation is, but let's talk about cigars in Canada. I got to take a piss real quick. This is like actually normal. Like if you got to take a piss, just say you got to take a piss and I'll talk.
Yeah. Cigars
Cigars in Canada. I'm going to take a piss. You elaborate on this. Cigars in Canada.
All right. Cigars in Canada.
I'll be right back.
I guess I can sum it up in.
This is putting you on the spot.
Yeah, no problem. Johnny on the spot. Cigars in Canada, I think, are in some respect unattainable by the majority, and I'm not sure if that's intentional. But to give you an example, if a cigar costs $13 US stateside, by the time you bring that here, you pay your excise and duties, you mark it up at a retail level, and then you add your taxation to the end of it, you're looking at probably a $40 cigar. So if you're a daily smoker, that means you'd be smoking a $40 cigar that would technically be a $13 cigar US without the conversion, but you can see how it becomes pretty costly. So I'm not sure if that's done intentionally to, I guess, moderate our tobacco consumption, or it's just,
This is the prices.
yeah, it's,
You're like,
or is it
moderate.
just greed because they want to tax the, to, I don't know, it's just, it's not even normal. It's when I'm in Florida and I walk into any shop, and I'm not going to name shop names even though they're all great.
Yeah.
It's a treat. It's like, this
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you said before, we're burning dollars.
It's money, right? And it's like,
It is
you
an
know what? I got a
enjoyment.
couple extra bucks. Let me
Like,
smoke a cigar because I like relaxing.
What's your
and I like
time
doing
worth?
it.
Well, you ask yourself, Jay, what's your time worth? An
Dude,
hour.
I'm
Like, really, what's your time worth
in
per hour?
with this. I couldn't put a dollar amount on it. You know what I mean? It's being able just to expand, not even expand my mind, but just decompress and value something that I've been privileged to get for myself.
Right.
And it's just like, damn, when I started smoking when I was younger, I was just like, fuck, I'm rich, I'm a pimp, I'm smoking a fucking cigar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm rolling around smoking a cigar. Yeah, I'm drinking. Look at the scotch I'm drinking. You know what I mean? I'll buy the $200 bottle of scotch. Years later, you're like, this $60 bottle is just as good, right? But it's a lot of it. I think is an image.
Yeah.
Great, it's great image. You know what I mean? A lot of great stuff comes with it. But it's, yeah, what is, you know what I mean? Like if you're allowing yourself to be able to do this.
Well, look, I went to we were talking about the bowl earlier,
Mhm.
and I was at a cigar shop, and I saw the Davidoff, the Royal, the blue, that 50-year age.
Yep.
And I was very intrigued. I wanted to try it. The cigar shop was charging $3.50 a cigar. Now, I mean, I don't know. I respect the income earned. I don't know if I can buy a $350 cigar and burn it, light it on fire.
Yeah, that's a tough question. But I mean,
But if I bought it in the States, it's a $75 cigar.
yeah,
That's a little easier of a pill to swallow for me.
yeah, because I mean, even with
'Cause if you-
exchange,
yeah.
we're
It's $100
yeah,
bucks.
$100 we're all in.
But
It's just like
That's
not a
like,
big
that's
deal.
an experience, something you're going to say, okay, I tried it. I enjoyed it. It's like buying an exquisite bottle of scotch.
Mhm.
You're spending a little extra, but you're not going to be pouring that into a glass of, whiskey and Coke,
Yeah, yeah.
like we were talking about earlier.
Shout out to the guy that came here and did that.
Um,
I've talked about it a lot on the show because I'm just like, I couldn't, like, I'm still mind blown to this day. He's like, you tell me how aliens aren't real. He's like, they've landed in my backyard. And then he's like pouring like nice bourbon in with Coca-Cola. And I'm just like, and he's like, watch what happens with all this conspiracy shit. I'm just like, I was like, dude, some of it was right. I was like, yo, this happened. I was like, you called it. But I'm like, still haven't seen the aliens yet. You know what I mean? I'm just like, yeah, trip. But so, there's always the price of cigars, whether we're Canada or the United States. Let's say that's $75 cigar.
Yeah.
You gonna smoke it once a week? You're
not
gonna smoke
likely.
it once a year? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, look, it's all.
It's how often would you smoke that?
Here's my biggest issue. It's not even cost. It's not cost at all. Put that aside for a second. When I go to the U.S. or anywhere in Europe, and there's a cigar lounge,
Mhm.
and I can select a cigar, I can sit on the couch or the chair,
Yep.
I can order a drink, and I can escape.
Fuck, you can work on your laptop if you want.
I can do whatever I need to do, but I can escape in that moment. Here in Canada, that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You're walking into a store. It's not even an experience. You're walking into a shop. Maybe you befriend the owner. You have a
Mhm.
chit chat, but ultimately, you can enjoy the whole experience of sitting with your brothers or your sisters and having a cigar and a scotch inside, especially in the fucking cold when it's in the dead of winter. It's -20 outside. The last thing I want to do is go outside and smoke a cigar.
Yeah. So here's the crazy thing. I go to cigar shops here and there, where I live. You see other cigar smokers in there. Yeah, I'll get one of those, two or three of these. They pay for it, they go. You're looking at them like, what are you smoking? What are you smoking? When you're in a cigar lounge in the States, a cigar lounge with a drink or without a drink is literally like a bar. You're just there smoking.
Yeah.
Because everybody's like, hey, how's your day going? Hey, you from around here? You know what I mean? And it's the small talk and it's just talk. A cigar lounge in Canada, it's just you go in there, you go out. It's like getting a lottery ticket.
Yeah.
Get in there, get out. You don't need to talk to nobody. You don't need to know what are your fucking number. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's no experience to it. It's just
And that's it.
It's just a retail outlet. Like you'd go to Best Buy and buy a charger.
That's it.
Go into the cigar shop to buy a cigar.
Yeah, I gotta go to the store and grab a couple cigars.
I mean,
That's
look, I love to support the local community. I do buy. I just feel it's not the cigar shop's fault. I feel like the government,
and it's for
step it
years.
up a
It's been
little
like
bit.
that. The government
Yeah.
for years has just been shot.
So I mean, that's just.
I mean,
Let's not get too political, but
that's just a flag. Like I don't know. I don't actually like. I'm not like swearing up and down by it.
Trump,
Yeah, but
I'm impartial.
I do have some of his beliefs.
I listen.
You know what I mean? And that's. I mean,
I
we just
agree.
said we weren't going to be political.
No
We said the name,
political.
but it's just you could be one thing and you still yeah. I believe that. I believe this. I believe that. Right? And that's yeah. I think Canada is ruining cigar business for Canada. Imagine if you could just have a lounge, 5 people in your lounge. You're going to sell so many more cigars, and it's just going to be good.
What is the difference? And this is where I'm maybe I'm ill-informed. But what is the difference if I invite you to my home and we sit in my home and smoke a cigar versus
I probably got to wear a suit. I think I'm going to dress nicer than this.
I will not let you in the door.
I'm going to dress nicer than this, though.
No, not unless you're wearing the Adidas tracksuit.
All right, fair enough.
If I let you in my house and we were able to smoke a cigar, how is that any different than a shop?
Yeah.
If I'm an employee and I'm aware of the risks of secondhand smoke, and I'm aware of everything, and I consent to that, why is it any of your concern what I do?
Anybody that smokes a cigar doesn't give a fuck if somebody's sitting beside them smoking a cigar. No. Same with, I could smoke a cigarette. I'm not going to be like, oh, fuck, this guy's smoking a cigar. So I don't care.
I just think they're trying to control a beast that can't be controlled.
That's it, right? Jack the prices up on cigarettes. They're still going to smoke it. Jack the price up on their alcohol. People are still
going to drink.
And, all the vices, that's it. And they profit every time. People are just like, yeah, whatever.
I think
they're going to do it.
You know, this. We said we weren't going to get political, but now we're in it. So now we're in it.
We're here.
This whole plain packaging.
Yeah.
I understood why they did it with cigarettes and how it's marketed to children, and I respect that. I do.
I think it looks cooler now.
Yeah, no, look, it is. It's just I respect that.
Bring it out like flat black, like matte black. Look, a little bit of writing
across
dope. What it is. It's fucking cool.
It's a great cigar too,
right? Yeah.
But you're taking such a habit that's like I never as a kid thought cigars were cool. When I was in my early teens, I was never like, oh my God, that looks beautiful. It looks so glamorized. Give me a cigar.
Yeah. Wow. Look at that band. I gotta smoke.
You're just, it's overkill into, and you're ruining people's or affecting people's jobs, their lives,
just think about
for what are you gaining from putting that plain band on the cigar versus
imagine covering up billboards now. All billboards
versus
flat black
band.
like that, right? That's a billboard. That's somebody put time, designed it. Let's cover it up. Let's just
what's the next thing? What are they going to do? Plain packaging for alcohol,
right? That's Where does it end? You know what I mean? It
ends where we allow it to, and that's I think that's our there's a beauty about Canada. In our personalities, but I feel like we're a little passive. We allow our government to get away with a little too much.
Well, so it's they want to do this, all right, but they legalize weed, and it's always it's always a give and take. It's always a give, regardless of what it is. They're like, gas is going to be this price from now on. They're like, they just knocked 1% off our taxes. All right,
yeah, exactly. It's a little give and take,
and it's always that. It's always something. You know what I mean? As long as I've been. I guess able to vote, it's always like, I want this, but it's like, no, he's going to do this. All right. And it's, very passive. But I mean, that's a Canadian, you know what I mean? Even us in the United States, just like, the food wasn't that good, but the bill was pretty cheap. Yeah, it's all right. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to say something about it because it was really cheap. Yeah.
Yeah, we are pretty passive.
You know what I
It's
mean? And
okay
that's
to admit
like,
it.
my wife is the opposite of me, I guess. Maybe that's why we work or whatever. But like, she's like, how's your dinner? God, a little bit cold, but I'm like fucking wolfing it down. She's like, I'm gonna say something. I'm like, what are you gonna say? Like, it wasn't good and it's gone.
Yeah.
And she'll still say something. They're like, all right, your meal's free, or this is free, right? I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh well.
I don't know. Everybody's got their own method. I just feel like I'd rather be happy versus right.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, what am I going to
exactly.
do? I'm going to ruin someone's day because my steak was medium well versus medium rare.
Yeah.
It's cool. I just won't come back.
That's it. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be like, oh, let me write you a Yelp review.
Yeah.
Like, just like,
I
no,
think
you know what?
that's-
Somebody's gonna ask me about it. I'm gonna. It was a good steak, but it was undercooked.
Yeah.
That's it. Boom. You know, maybe you like undercooked steaks or whatever. You're gonna be like, dude, that recommendation was awesome. But it's just like, I'm not gonna focus the negative energy on it. Just be like, this was good. Like,
That's
this was good, but
exactly
like, that was all right.
I like that. Don't focus on negative energy. While you look up the next question, because I see a list, I'm
Yep.
going to use the bathroom.
All right, not a problem. All right, what do I got down here? We did. What's the most you'd ever? Yeah, I guess as you're on your way out, what's the most you'd ever pay for a cigar,
I've ever paid
or would you pay for a cigar?
$150.
All right, fair answer. All right, we're gonna get into some questions coming up next. These are good questions. All right, ladies and gentlemen, JP Fingers, we got Peter James on the show. I'm just saying, you guys got to hit up Peter James. I believe it's .ca or .com, but this is a beautiful piece of work, and I mean, it doesn't stop at cigar cases. This is gorgeous. And they got the swag too. This swag. Look at this hat. This thing's pimp. You know what? United Cigars, Luxury Cigar Club, Sir Louis Cigars, Humasmart, Bearded Buffalo. That's it. Get you some. All right. When Peter James comes back, we're gonna go with the I guess the quick answers. 4 options. Give me one answer. I'm thinking he's a sub guy. He's a sub guy. Oh. I was just talking a little bit about the questions. I got some quick fire questions. These are gonna be good, and it could. What's your background? Oh, right there beside the solo cups. What's your background?
So, my father was born in Italy.
Okay.
In a small town called Rende in Cosenza, just outside Cosenza, Calabria. And my mother was born here in Canada.
Okay.
But her mother is also Italian. So I guess my background is Italian.
We Italian. I got an Italian flag hanging over there.
I love it.
And one over there, actually, right on your shoulder. Yeah, boom.
Oh, nice. We're flanked.
All right, here we go. This is I'm gonna say 4 of the same thing, but you pick what you're gonna say. Hoagie, grinder, hero, or sub.
Grinder.
Really, grinder. All right, that's interesting. It's very New York. So, yeah, all right. I like that. I dig that, right? Because I'm like, you asked, like, I asked my wife. She's like, oh, sub. She's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, sub. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Right?
no. Yeah, I'm going grinder.
You're gonna have a beer, a brew, a pop, or a cold one.
Cold one.
Cold one. All right. That's my answer. Cold one. Cigar, stogie, stick, or smoke.
Stick.
Stick.
I'm Canadian.
Dude, 100%, right? And I had the Ashton rep on. He's like, stick. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, hey, I'm going to go there and have a stick. I'm going to smoke a stick with my buddies.
That's what I don't know.
I didn't get it. I'm just.
What kind of sticks did you bring? That's just a common.
Yeah, stick. The fucking stick. It looks like a stick. All right. Back to it. Where is it? All right. How you dress, casual, business, work, or lounge?
Lounge.
Lounge? All right. Fart, shit, crop dusted, or ripped one?
Ooh. Fun fact, I've actually never farted in front of my wife before. We've been together for 16 years.
Jesus Christ. How the fuck do you do that?
Crop dust.
Crop dusted. It's like, I've never farted for her, but sure as fuck she's gotten crop dusted. Yeah, I'm a crop dust guy. All right. Drunk, shit-faced, wasted, hammered, or puke and rally?
Puke and rally
Puke
all
and
day.
puke and rally all day. Yeah,
Too many of those.
that's just like, no, I'm still good. I'm still good. Just let me go yak out back. I'm good. All right, this is I'm gonna ask you. I guess it's a good American one, just because majority of people are American. But I got a Canadian one for you after.
Okay.
Olive Garden, TGI Fridays, Applebee's, or Chili's. It was all places where I could get a Blue Hawaiian. I love the Blue Hawaiian drink. That's my favorite fucking drink of all time. So I got to go for sushi tonight. Just get a Blue Hawaiian.
If we're gonna do it, let's go TGI.
All right, TGI Fridays. All right, the Canadian one. Kelsey's. The Keg. Dave and Buster's.
Oh wow.
Or fuck, what's one of the other? Boston Pizza. Boston fucking Pizza.
You know what? I'm just going Dave and Buster's because I can at least get some games in.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
All right. You know what I was gonna say back? I mean, nobody knows like the good Boston pizza days, like Fishbowl Fridays, the fucking schooners we used to get, and like there was like a fishbowl and a schooner punch card. When you hit your 10th one, you got a free one. And I mean, Fishbowl Fridays, man, dude, rum and Coke and literally a fishbowl.
Yeah.
Blue Hawaiians in a fishbowl.
You know what? We were always where we were. There was a Boston Pizza, but closer to where we lived was a Kelsey's, a Keg, and a Jack Astor's. But
Jack Astor's. That's
we always
the other
gravitated to Jack Astor's.
Yeah, Jack Astor's.
Just because we called it Jack's, and we just crushed shots of Jack Daniels every night.
Jack Astor's.
Actually,
I forgot about Jack Astor's.
A friend of mine found a receipt from when we were kids, and it was disgusting. Like if I were to try to attempt that today, I'd be in the hospital.
Yeah, and it was fuck, like what was I doing?
Like endless amounts of shots of Jack Daniels, endless amounts of beer, but the price. I was like, dude, if we bought that today, that would be $1,000.
Yeah, that's crazy. I just I read something. Jay-Z was celebrating somebody's birthday party, and I mean he's somebody, I guess, producer or something. $91,000 wine bill. Are you a wine guy?
I'm very much a wine guy.
Red guy, right? All right. I mean, you're good luck asking a guy who's like white wine.
So I'm not in the summertime. I drink a lot of white, drink whatever.
Yeah,
but
you're not doing a cigar in white. You're doing a cigar in red.
Look, for me, alcohol. There's like a certain setting, time and place. Like every night at dinner, I'll have a glass of wine, or maybe every other night I'll have a glass of wine. Yeah. Beer, if I'm doing an activity, like I just installed some pot lights in my house because I wanted to give it a shot.
Yeah,
and I was like, fuck, I want a beer right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I crushed a nice cold beer.
You're like, I just demand shit. I need a beer. I need a beer.
It was a Red Stripe too. It brought me back to my Jamaica days.
Damn, a Red Stripe too. That's a beer.
Delicious.
Like it's a beer. You're not less like I had a Coors Light. It's like, no, it's like that's a full flavored.
Nothing against beer. Coors Light or Bud Light or any light beer, but if I'm gonna have a beer, I've been on like the Michelob, the Coors Light. I've been on those kicks before, where it's like fuck.
It's healthy.
Drink a light beer.
It's healthy.
It's like carbonated water.
Yeah,
in essence.
I got the claw.
I don't know how you do that because
my ability to drink all day.
No. The White Claw, doesn't it dry you out?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. I've never really noticed it, but like I'm like my mouth is always dry, so I just drink another one. I think I drink them just because it's light and I'm not reeking if I go out. Like I pound scotch for a couple hours and like you go out and it's like
it's different.
Yeah, and you just like you smell it. And I'm just like, yeah, I just want to fuck. Like you have scotch when you get a certain amount in it, and I mean, your body just permeates. Like you're just like, you're fucking grunting like a bull. You're like, I gotta open the door. You're like, and the smell that comes off your body is just like your wife's like, what's wrong with you? Like she'll look at me like, what's wrong with you? I've just been drinking scotch. I had a good cigar.
Scotch is dangerous.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like I haven't had a scotch in 3 weeks. Before that, dude, it was half a year. Every week though, I go and I buy a bottle of scotch. Every week I'll go and buy a bottle of scotch. I love scotch. I don't know. Like I don't know. What's something? I'm also that way with tequila. Like tequila.
Oh my god. Tequila, I have to be partying. If I have to be dancing.
Yeah.
I will only drink tequila if there's a dance floor.
I've been doing margaritas. I'm like good, and then like eyes closed, like how do I get in the house from here?
Tequila's dangerous.
I've been testing it though.
She's a creeper.
She is.
She
I've
hits
been
you-
testing it. Like I was like, you know what? Work day, I'm doing tequila. After work, hit the tequila. Boom, I was good. But then it was like a Friday. Had a couple shotguns, had a claw, and then I'm like, let me make a margarita. I like don't remember finishing the margarita. I'm just like, like how the fuck does that? What's something that creeps on you? Like
creeps?
yeah, like just hits you out of nowhere. Boom.
Tequila.
Yeah. That's just yeah. I mean,
Like I love the taste of a good sipping tequila.
yeah,
But it like after a couple, they go down like water.
yeah. Just the agave comes
and
out
then
in it, and
all
just
of
the
a
fight
sudden,
is out. Yeah,
it's like, hey,
that's like
I've been here the whole time, but now I'm just gonna come out and
Yeah.
I'm just gonna.
like a good tequila drunk where it creeps up on you. You wake up the next day and you're like, I feel like a raging alcoholic. You're like, what? Why am I like this? I don't know. All right.
It was like every other Tuesday. No, I'm kidding.
Right. That's what it got me on. Was a Tuesday. All right. Let me roll it around here. What do you think is an uncomfortable ring gauge cigar?
60.
60?
Okay. 50,
I'll still fuck with
50
the 60 here and there though.
56 to 60 for me feels a bit uncomfortable. I enjoy it. Like, don't get me wrong. I'll still smoke a 60.
That's when
But-
you're smoking a stogie, not a stick.
Yeah. That would be the hoagie.
Yeah, 100%. What's the first cigar you ever smoked? Like, I guess the first cigar that you're just like, damn, like, yeah, this is what I want to do.
Okay, like the first cigar that was like, holy shit, I got
Yeah.
into it now.
Yep.
It was a Drew Estate, actually.
Undercut?
No, it was a Flying Pig.
Wow, you were fucking around.
It was a gift. I
Oh, nice to meet you. Here you go.
get out of here.
Yeah, Canadian one.
Canadian version. Thank you.
But yeah, that was the first one. I was just like,
so. I had went to the store. I bought a few cigars. Back to the whole stealing cigars from my old man. I stole a Bahiki from him. So he just came
your old
back.
man wasn't fucking around though.
No, okay. He just came back from a golf tournament that was from by Havana House.
Okay.
And this is when Havana House was throwing some crazy
Havana
golf
House.
tournament.
Havana House.
The importer. Okay.
Mhm.
The importer, not the store. So he was so excited they gift every golfer a slew of cigars, and in there was a Bahiki 54.
Damn.
And it just looked so fucking good. Like it just was so pristine.
Just the band. Like the band pops with the actual
Exactly.
how the cigar looks, right?
And I said, Dad, can I have a cigar? And he's like, you could take anything but the Bahiki. I was such a little asshole.
Yeah, watch this.
I feel terrible. And I did exactly that. I played it off like I thought you said take the Bahiki, I'll like it. So
Yeah.
I completely spun it on him and I
Yeah.
felt terrible. But after that, I went to the store and I was like, I need to explore cigars a little more. And the guy's like, you have to try this one. And this is the one he gave me. It was like, I think one of his last two.
Great cigar.
And that was it.
Great cigar.
I smoked it after dinner.
Yeah.
In Toronto with my she was my girlfriend at the time, my wife now.
Yep.
And it was just like that was it. I clicked. I was like,
Yeah.
I am loving this feeling.
So I chased them for years. I ended up at a party, at my buddy's place. Some guy's like, "Oh, you've never had a feral flying pig?" And I'm like, "No, it was the end of the party." So like, we're all winding down. He's like, "You never had an OV?" I'm like, "No, I've never had an old V. OV, sorry, OV." So I smoked a feral flying pig with an OV, and I was just like, I haven't touched the beer since. Like the beer is just crusty ass, like Southern Niagara beer, like brutal. But like it was that dude is a feral flying pig for me. It just hit me, and I was like, "Damn, like this is like, let me chase that."
What was yours?
I think it was a Rocky Patel Edge or a CAO Brasilia,
Those CEOs.
where it was just like, damn, like the Brasilia was just boom, it hit. And then Italian too. I was big on the CAO Italia cigar because I was just like, oh, I'm Italian, I'm smoking an Italia cigar. Find out years later, John Huber did it from Crown Heads.
Yeah.
With Esteban. And it's just like, damn, like, wow, that makes sense now. Because I'll still smoke a Brasilia here or there, or Italia, just, smoking just like, it's lasted the test of time. Right. But yeah, it was CAO was like my first love of cigars.
I don't know anyone that didn't explore the CAO line.
You had to.
Yeah,
you had to. Like, you talked
It's
to,
like
yeah.
you're opening, you're coming into this world. You gotta explore that.
And you know what? In Canada at the time, I think when I started smoking, it was like the same price in Canada as it was for me to buy it in the United States.
It was
And
it was
even,
a
you know,
good
Alec
entry point.
Alec Bradley, same thing. Like, there's still, you know what?
I
The Fine and
remember
Rare
my
is
first Fine and Rare.
amazing.
My first Fine and Rare, I was like, wow.
I was
I
actually
need boxes of this.
working at a cigar shop just for a hobby, Cigar Experience in Niagara Falls. Worked there for a bit, and he gave me one, and I was just like blown away by it. And this when it had like the little the pigtail on it.
Yeah.
However long that was just 7 years ago, I think. And I was just like, wow, you know what I mean? Like, I remember it was my 24th birthday, 25th birthday, and my buddy handed me a Prensado, and it was just after it had won the you know, got that good rating in Cigar Aficionado. And I'm just like, wow, like that cigar took me, and it was just like we were living at my girlfriend at the time, my wife now, we were living at her parents' house in Grimsby on the water, and we're going. This is when you could still smoke on patios, and they had heaters out there, and I'm just like, whoa, and I was just like, wow, like it's fucking good. Like, I gotta smoke all their stuff now. And then smoking, and then it's like I smoked all their stuff. Let me smoke all this stuff. Let me smoke all this stuff. And you work your way around, and there's still like this is like nostalgia. Like, just damn, it's crazy. It's good to smoke something from a company that you smoked, let's say 10 years ago, and you're just like, you know what, stuff they're doing is still good.
Yeah,
it's still good. So yeah, no, it was. I gotta go. CAO, Alec Bradley, even Rocky Patel. Something about that there. When I first started smoking cigars, I was smoking with my buddy, big Rocky Patel guy, lives in Hamilton. He's like looking at me, and I'm smoking the cigar, and he's like, "Are you inhaling it?" Like, yeah, yeah, I am. He's like, "Don't fucking inhale it."
It's hilarious. You just said that. There's a guy
I still know a couple guys that are still inhaling it, and I'm like, "Why the fuck are you inhaling it?"
He's like, I would consider him as a brother. He's such a sweet soul. This guy. And I enjoy sometimes he comes over and we smoke a cigar and we chat about life, about work, about business. And every once in a while I look at him and I'm like, the smoke's coming out of your mouth.
It's like
inhaling it. It's a different.
Because it thins out. The smoke thins out.
Are you inhaling that cigar? And I'm talking about a Davidoff Robusto Intenso. If you've ever smoked a Robusto, it's a freaking strong cigar.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's gorgeous, but it's robust. And he's inhaling this thing like a cigarette.
Yeah.
Like, you're only 30.
Yeah. Oh,
Your
yeah.
lungs
30
are
with like
gonna be
60-year-old lungs. Yeah.
I go, don't try to limit your inhales on the cigar.
I remember that, dude. Yeah, being 23, 24, having a cigar, and I smoked cigarettes then heavily. So like halfway through the cigar, and I'm like, fuck, I just need a cigarette, right? And I'm hailing him. My buddy's like, hey, they had a great time last night. You know, thanks for coming over with the girlfriend. I'm like, yeah, no problem. Like, fuck, my lungs are rough, right? And just like waking up there saying like,
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, he looked at me. He's like, are you fucking inhaling that? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, aren't you? And he's like, no. And I'm just like, then I was like, is he not smoking the cigar, right? And he's like, dude, you don't inhale the thing. He's like, you inhale a cigarette. I'm just like, damn. Like, this is why I've been so beat up. Like, you know, we're pounding J&B scotch, the blended scotch, doing that, and I'm inhaling a Rocky Patel Edge. And just like, why was I so banged up the next day? Like, not drunk-wise, but I'm like, fuck, my lungs are shot. Like, how do I watch this guy smoke 5 cigars? Like, how does he wake up the next day?
You ever tried ceremonial tobacco?
No.
So and I just got a whiff of it. But obviously this is true tobacco leaf. It's just there's no manipulation. It's a tobacco leaf cured, dried, rolled. Traditional tobacco, not the cigarette tobacco, is very similar. It's even more robust. They don't even inhale it.
This is like I guess Native American stuff that they'll put in the pipe.
They'll put in the pipe and they'll kind of like blow it on your being to release certain. I don't know what.
I guess like cleanse and purify your body and
exactly.
just like that's your spirit coming out.
I tried to inhale that one time.
Yeah,
it literally felt like I got an instant black lung.
Wow, really?
So every time now that there's often times, I mean, you resort back to your. You just accidentally inhale. Even when I retrohale sometimes.
You always try it. You're like, this is a mild cigar. Let me get a little
just get in there. Let me just see what this is really about. Let it hit the lungs just a touch.
Yeah.
and it stings.
You empty your stomach out and you're just like, that's like Jesus.
bad
Yeah,
form.
well, that's how strong that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's how do you get the ceremonial tobacco?
Friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would like to fucking bring that. It's like because it's like burning it's that stuff you roll up and then like walk through a house.
Sage?
Yeah, sage.
Yeah.
It's like that, but like I guess more.
It's very heavy smoke. It's very robust.
I think it smells musty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been into a cigar shop before where they like, I'm just like, fuck it smell. Why does it smell like musty but smoky? Like, yeah, that's that smell. I would do that in here.
Yeah.
I would do that in here. I think, yeah. I got a couple native
okay,
buddies.
right. Next time I'm here, I'll bring it
boom,
over.
Boom, that's it. We're
gonna sage it. We're gonna purify the room.
That's Jesus. The amount of things that are happening here, it's gonna take a lot. I'll just bring a fire pit in here. We're just tossing in a fire pit and just smoking her out.
Oh, it's terrific.
But yeah, I mean, all right. I'm gonna ask you a question.
Okay.
I broke the seal on this, so I am leaking like it's the weekend. What do you like to pair with cigars, and why? Why do you pair it like that? Whether like is it something related from like when you were a kid, or it's always just something you could read it and you're like, well, this gotta go with this, right? Gotta go with it. And there's also things where it's like we had a thing on the show where I'm like, you cannot have an IPA with a cigar. And I'm like, every time I end up drinking an IPA with a cigar, though. And I'm like, I talk about how bad it tastes, but I do it every time.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't actually taste bad.
Okay. I'm going to sound crazy here. And I gave this tip to somebody on a live video. And only because I was experimenting with tea. I was experimenting with tea because I was just trying to limit my alcohol consumption for a little while. I was going on a dry month, doing cleanse or detoxification, whatever you want to call it. And I was exploring with tea, but I wanted something more robust in my tea, a little more flavorful. So I started adding spices, much like you would get when you spice a steak. It sounds so strange, but there's some validity to it. It's the flavor profile when you put that savory or spicy taste to the cigar, which matches the cigar's flavor profile. If you have a cigar that's maybe pepper forward, adding some chili flakes to your tea, which sounds really crazy. He caught me probably in the middle of that. So I'm talking about teas and how to explore teas with cigars.
Tea and cigar.
But not just tea. Like you gotta taint your tea with spices. So I add chili flakes, maybe a little bit of paprika, some cayenne.
Really?
So here's the premise of this, and I was explaining this is like a whole experimental phase.
Yeah.
I was off the sauce for about a month. I was doing a dry month.
Yeah, dry January. Guys. Yeah.
And I was drinking tea and smoking my cigars, and I just felt like there was something missing.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried different things. I tried flavored water. It didn't really work, or flavored sparkling water.
I was a bubbly guy. I was like, all right, I was like,
okay, it didn't really mesh well. So how do I improve it? So I was actually smoking a Rocky. Can't remember which one, but I know it was a Rocky label because when I took the label off.
Yeah.
And I remember tasting the tea, and then smoking the Rocky, and I was like, this doesn't really go.
Yeah.
I'm not going to toss the cigar, obviously.
Yeah,
so
I gotta smoke it.
Let me try to improve the tea.
Okay.
So I'm a big smoker guy. Like I like to smoke meat. I have a slew of spices in my cupboard.
Hell yeah.
From every freaking company. Meat Church, I got to give you props. Love you. I grabbed a few spices. I just said, let me try to make this tea a bit more savory and match the cigar.
Yeah.
The Rocky I was smoking was very pepper forward.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, let me just throw a little bit of cayenne, some chili flakes. I think I threw in a bit of ginger and garlic.
Like you do your own tea, right? Where you do that?
Yeah.
Fuck, I could see that being amazing. Honestly, when you're
it sounds freaking crazy. It does. I realize how this sounds, but don't knock it till you try.
It sounds good though because it's hot.
It's like you're drinking a meal and smoking a cigar without actually consuming the food.
I could see that with the cayenne for sure, and the chili flakes. Like that actually does sound good. I've been off coffee now for not off coffee fully. Like I have one once a week with my old man. He'll come by. We'll rip cigs and have a coffee. Once a week I have one, but it's been like not a daily thing for probably 6-7 months now.
Good for you, man. That's tough to crack.
Don't get me wrong though. Like I love espresso. Like we got an Italian store over there that sells espresso right from Italy. The little like K-cup things.
Yeah.
Greatest thing on earth. But I'd be like 4 or 5 a day, and like jolting,
Yeah, you're
jolting,
twitching.
right? My dad's like, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "Bring me over this, like one shot of espresso in it." And he's like, "Real, like you got to stop drinking that stuff so much." And I'm like, "I don't know." I wake up, boom, have it on my way to work, two and a coffee. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That sounds really good. And I mean, tea is good for you, I guess.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
I'm
not
sure it's
bad for you.
look, I like you, I was a huge coffee fiend.
Mhm.
Like 4 cups of coffee, 2, 3 espressos. It was bad.
Yeah.
Like yeah, exactly right. The jitters and all that fun stuff. So
Yeah.
I limit myself to 2 espressos a day. I don't even drink the drip much anymore.
Mhm.
Just because I enjoy the flavor of espresso.
Yep.
But
Yeah,
if I'm
it's
going over to the alcohol side, because it's not a dry month, I
Yeah.
gravitate to rum.
rum's good. Rum's good.
But I'm very particular with rum.
I got a little rum area over there where I keep my rums.
I don't like it. I like it less sweet.
Okay.
A little more. Like for me, I don't want to name brands. Can I name brands?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fuck
Like
yeah.
Zacapa that I can access here. Whatever I can access here. Like
Okay. You got the
Zacapa,
Solera, the 23s and stuff.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
that for me it's almost as if it was its own cognac or Armagnac. It's very
Yeah, it's
unique.
very. I guess imagine if a Caribbean country did a bourbon or something.
Yes.
That's because it's got body to it. It's got barrel to it. Like you're not just getting wow, it's sweet.
Yeah, you're not just getting
It's
sugar
got bite
bombs.
to it. It's got the finish, the long finish, the short finish. Yeah.
But I mean, I'm always go back to Scotch, man. Scotch is for me.
Yeah. I'm not. Yeah. Saying I like what like I had my Scotch and I went on a rum ride. I went on a bourbon ride, and I was just like,
But that's
always going back
natural.
to Scotch.
You go
Yeah.
through those phases, right?
Yeah,
go
and I
through
mean,
that, you transition. You go,
I still
rye,
appreciate
bourbon.
a bunch of rums or a bunch of bourbons or whatever. Actually, I did pina coladas last weekend. I'm a big pina colada guy.
They're delicious.
They're great. I was using the wife's magic bullet. And she's like, I gotta crush up the ice because she's like, I use this for work every day for my shakes. And I'm just like, how? Like, where's like I had a bar blender and it was out here for like years and I used it once or twice, and then it went in the house, disappeared. I fucking lost it. I'm like, well, where's my blender? Like, it used to light up with colors and everything, and I'm just like, well, where's this? Like, she's like, well, I donated it. Why the fuck would you donate it? My birthday just passed. Boom. Got a nice blender last night.
There you go.
Got a nice blender last night. So
and you just hit up a pina colada. Love it.
I make a margarita tonight now.
And a margarita.
Slush margarita.
Just
I've been doing margs on the rocks.
Just make sure there's a dance floor for you.
I gotta kick this table out of the way. I'm throwing down. I'm throwing down tonight. All right, we got it. We're winding up towards the end of the episode. Let me. I'm scrolling through one right now.
You're being
good.
very,
All right.
very polite with me. I appreciate that.
You bring it out in me.
I was expecting a little more.
It's laid back though,
all
right?
right,
It's
all
not
right.
like you watch some of these like whatever, and it's just like, why is it so regimented? Like this is just like, I don't spit on the floor if you want. I don't care. You know what I mean? All right. So we got Peter James. Let's go 10 years ago.
Yep.
What you've learned in this 10-year journey, what would you do now if you were just starting? What would you do differently, and why would you do it now this way?
Ooh, that's a great question.
You know what I mean? Everything you've learned along the way, right? What works, what doesn't work. Or would you do it the same? You know what I mean? Was it a good ride, right?
Yeah, I gotta say, the journey itself has been incredible.
Yeah.
Hasn't been easy. I don't think anything in life is easy, but that's the beauty of it. I think the only thing I would have done differently is maybe I would like, if I did this today, right now, new company, I would partner with a marketing firm.
Okay.
Because so much of, look, you have anything in life, whether it be this beautiful.
I want to get that printed with just me and my tracksuit on it,
But
where it's mine, right?
It's pretty cool. Like, we used to go.
How simple is it, right?
It's
Car
so
keys,
simple.
knife,
We used to grab
anything.
We used to grab car keys or a knife, whatever. Exactly what you just said.
Yep.
You can make a beautiful product or make any product,
regardless of what it is.
regardless
Somebody's
of what
going
it
to
is.
use it.
But you gotta have reach. You gotta get it to people,
Yep.
or get it in people's eyes and people's hands.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when we originally started PJ, it was more about getting it in the hands of our friends and our brothers,
Mm-hmm.
and who else wanted it. And then it just ended up being something that a lot of people wanted. So we scrambled and tried to be, business forward with it. But ultimately,
it's still a handmade product,
always.
which is the crazy thing, right? Because now, yeah, I mean, I didn't mean to interrupt, but like you have the masses, you have everybody now, and it's just like, yeah, I want it, but it's still handmade, right?
There's a lot of things that can be done differently from a business perspective. The one thing I never want to change, and again, this is speculative, anything can change in life depending on the circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had it my way, I would always have it handmade. Because
that's the last little
I'm
bit of just craftsmanship.
Yeah, I'm like, you do spend a little more. I'm not here to say
that's boutique though. That's boutique.
But here's the difference. Is anyone else going to offer you a lifetime warranty? Because I am.
Right.
Because I know that when I buy something, I want it to last as long as possible. I buy something purposely so that it lasts a good amount of time. It's quality.
You know what? It's
so I
beautiful leather. That. It's going to age well.
It ages. It's
going to age. Right? You know what? And that's it. Like it gets more character. Yeah. Right? It's just, yeah. I was in a cigar shop yesterday or the day before. Not going to talk about the company, their name, but I saw, they took their spin on this. Their marketing is, I mean, the product is way less superior, like brutal. But even, let me see why they do like this. I scope out their social media, all this stuff like that, and it's just, that's not even as good. Like this guy's like, it looks like I'm renting out my garage space for this guy to come over here and take photos of his product in here. Like at least like fork something over towards like, you can have a shit product, but market it good. You're going to succeed.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on, I guess, these other companies trying to take a spin off of what you're doing? Or I guess, let me put my badge there, right?
Yeah.
What's your thought on that?
I mean, they do it. I mean, there's actually a company on Alibaba that has that exact case. Like
really
stitch everything, except that you can just see how flimsy it is. It's not even close to
like this is weight.
Yeah,
like
it's substantial.
Like it's a
everything is going to be replicated. Everything, as long as people are supporting their family and doing what they love. I know there's a couple guys in the industry. I'm not going to name names, but I have great relationships with them. I admire them. They're good people.
Mm-hmm.
They're in it for the right reasons. But there's also a quote that I go by, and you're for the people that just replicate. Make something for yourself.
Yeah, there's no creativity into it, right?
Well, no, there is. Look, even though you see how many times you see a car that looks like another car. Like everybody kind of takes.
Yeah. Why is this company that'll make a car that looks like this car?
Exactly. Yeah. It's just it's natural in life. It happens.
And
if you're gonna do it, also like do it for the right reasons. If you're just trying to spin it off to make a product, to make a profit, great.
This guy's stuff sells. Let me do something like this, but just let me do it. Let me do it. The cheapest way I can, or whatever the way is you're doing.
You're always going to be behind.
So that's
because listen. I'll be forefront. I am completely transparent. I am trying every day to do something different.
Yeah.
We talked about this earlier.
Yeah.
People were asking about the cigar prong case because they saw a couple of photos on Instagram.
Yeah.
I was playing with the idea.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely love it.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't feel that the price point is warranted for a market that would accept it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's just a 3-prong cigar case. Although it is handmade, it is Italian leather. It's veg tan, which is superior leather. However, I want to do something completely off the mark. Something that says I'm going to reinvent that style of case.
What worked? Let me reinvent this and let me make it work now.
Exactly.
Make something current again that was such a huge
That's
hit,
where
right?
I want to play. And that's the only place I can focus. I can focus on my innovation. I don't really look at my competitors. Unless it's like I said, guys I'm friends with, and we kind of shoot the bull and talk about product and talk about innovation. And I'm always open with people. If you want to know, I'm an open book. I'll tell you, like, this is what I'm working on. I hint it out on Instagram all the time.
Yeah.
Like there's 2 new cases coming.
Yep.
One is very similar, but updated styling, updated leather.
Yeah.
Again, always upping the bar.
Yeah.
The next one is like, it's not even fair. I can't even wait to launch it.
You touched on it. Let's go back to the vehicle thing, right? I'm not gonna ask you what you drive. People don't need to know where I live. We don't need to be stalked. But I'm a Jeep guy.
Yeah.
Right. I got a Wrangler that I park in the driveway. I just drive it whenever. You get the Jeep Wave. You could buy whatever vehicle it is. You're like, you never see this vehicle around. Let me get it. Boom. Everybody you see has it around. Everybody you drive, you're like, oh, there it is. Oh, there it is, right?
Yeah.
You get a Jeep, and you're like, nobody has Jeeps around here, right? Boom. Next thing you know, you're waving at everybody. So we got the Jeep Wave, right? And that's the same. Like you came up with this, right? This is the case, and now all of a sudden I go to a cigar shop and I'm seeing 3 other companies taking their spin at it, right? It's just like, wow. Like, do you think you see that, doing what you do, and all of a sudden you're like, people have stuff that's the polar opposite of it, like over there or over there, right? And you're just like, oh, you know what I'm gonna do?
Listen, I'll speak candidly. There are times when I was this was before, a little frustrated at the idea that people took the style and just manufactured overseas for a fraction of the cost
Yeah.
in their own way and priced me on a market. However, that being said, I don't own anything. This is a free world. You can do as you please.
Okay.
There are times where I said, I could probably do it better if I manufactured overseas than they can. And I want to create a separate company just to compete with that. And then I thought to myself, that's not me.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, that's a fucking big dick. I mean, that's a stoke move. You're just
But
like,
that's an ego move.
let me create. Yeah, 100%.
That's
But
an
it's
ego move.
I mean, it's a fucking power move. Like, you know what? Let me create a company just to wipe them out.
But what
That's
for?
you know what though. That's to have the ability to do that. That's why you're a businessman though. You know what I mean? Because you can explore this route and go, no, I'm not going to go there. Let me go this route. Right? That's what makes you a businessman.
Well, I love to create.
Mhm.
GP. That's I love innovation, but not just that. I love to create quality.
Mhm.
And I know quality is so subjective, but it's thrown out, and it kind of seems like it's worn down, but it's the truth.
What's the last thing standing? It's the last
I
frontier of
just-
just a product.
when you buy something for $400 US or $425 US, I
Mhm.
want you to get it and say, okay, this was worth it.
Yeah, this is what this dollar amount looks like that I paid.
I don't
for.
want you to spend $250, $275, $300 and say, this is kind of. I had a guy call me. I'm not going to say whose case he bought, but he bought a competitor's case, spent 2/3 the price,
Yep.
and then said, "Can I buy one of your cases?" And I'm like, "But we're friends. Why didn't you just buy one of my cases to begin with?" He's like,
Yeah.
"I didn't want to bother you." And he goes, "Then I got this case." I mean, it's
Yeah.
not.
Junk.
I don't want to say junk, but it's flimsy. It's not.
Yeah, you got what you paid for.
And that's what I want to avoid at all costs. So anything I produce or we produce as a company is going to be top notch.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I want to be synonymous for. Is I would, that's why we offer the what's it called, Sezzle, the financing.
Yeah.
Because we know,
Yep.
it's you work hard for your money. I work hard for
Yeah.
my money. You work hard for your money. I know you want it, so we offer some way to get it at a kind of a more attainable price where it's.
Here's the thing, right? And this is why I fucking dig it so hard, right? Let's say you make $5 million a year, or I make $5 million a year. I'm not going to drive the vehicle I'm driving now. I'm putting myself into something that is going to make me that money. That's what, you know what I mean? So it reflects it. I'm not going to hold up any other company stuff, but I'm putting, this holds five or six, depending on the ring gauge.
Yeah.
On average, USD, I probably smoke $10 to $15 American cigars. So I put 6 of them in here. So 6 at $15 a piece. We got $30, $90. $90 in here. Why would I put it in something that cost? You know what I mean? I put my cutter in here now. I got a cutter spot. I got a lighter spot. It's something that it complements what you're doing and putting in there. You know what I mean? Hey, here I am. I got a cardboard box with my cigars and I'm coming to smoke. No, that cardboard box is going to represent probably the cigars you're smoking.
Yeah.
Right? And it's.
I just want to say, it's not. I'm not. I don't have any emotions or ill emotions towards any of the competitors out there. Everybody's allowed to do whatever they want to do. It's a free world. I look to how can we better ourselves for our supporters.
That's it, right? How can I?
What
this,
more?
So I did this. This guy did
next?
this. Watch me what I do next. Because it's always your next move, right? Oh yeah, try doing this now.
It's just fire for me,
right?
So like that, I know who you're speaking about when you talk about the case that looks very similar to ours. And at first you look at it and you say, okay, it's almost laughable how close it is. and that's fine.
And it caught me off guard for a minute because I was like,
It caught me-
I didn't know you were
actually-
in here,
I
right?
liked a few photos. I was talking to the person. I'm like, but that's not even. Oh my god, that's not even my case. But
Yeah,
it looks identical.
yeah.
And I said to myself, okay, now I know what I have to do. And by the time they catch up, it'll be 3 years later.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Because yes, you can make a product.
Yeah.
Yes, you can market a product.
Yeah.
But do you have the innovation and the creativity to do it differently a year from now?
That's it, right? How are you still above water?
That's where my confidence comes into play.
Well, you've been doing this for this many years now, and you're still here.
But I
You're
love
still
it.
here, and
JP,
yeah, that's fucking.
I sit at home.
Yeah.
People watch whatever they want. They'll watch TV. They'll have a drink. They'll read a book.
Yep.
I sit at home when my kid goes down.
I'm just grabbing a drink.
Yeah, no. I still got this. I'm good. You know, my wife's in her own world.
Yeah.
I sit down. I smoke a cigar, and I'm literally drawing. I'm playing with designs. Like, that's what I love. So, if that's what you love too, then God bless you, and good for you. But
that's fucking
if
cool,
you-
man. It's what drives
don't-
you, right?
Yeah.
It's let me do this. How am I going to do it? It's that goal. I could just do this for 10 years, right? But you have to evolve. And how you evolve, you're just like, no, I'm home. I fucking do this. Like I'm doing this. You do this for 5 years. Now there's 5 companies out there that are doing this, trying to do the same thing, right? But not on the same level. But you're like, okay, yeah, that's fine. Do that. Try to copy me, but watch what I do next.
Yeah.
It's always your next move, right? Which is
I've been called a lot of things. My manufacturer calls me crazy.
that's a good thing, right?
If you come to my, I guess it's very similar to what you have going on here. It's surrounded by patio doors, and they're on the glass itself.
Yeah.
There's marker drawings all over.
That's fuck. So I have one of those at work where I just marker on, like, and it's whatever my
That's
ideas are. That's my tablet,
Yeah.
right? These are my ideas. Let me
Look,
put it here.
I love the technology. I love CAD. I love drawing. But
Yeah.
is there something raw about looking at a piece of glass, grabbing a marker, and saying,
Yeah,
just start
Yeah.
doodling and playing? And
That's cool, man.
it looks a little bit like I'm insane, but that's okay.
It's insane to people that don't understand it or don't know it. It's insane to somebody that doesn't want to know it, right? If you want to know something, you want to understand something, no, it all makes sense, right?
Yeah.
It's taking what's going on in your head and just boom, let me write it down, let me analyze it, let me go over it. Oh, well, now it's like this.
Yeah, and then it gets to an even more complicated level when it comes to manufacturing. Like I've gone there with designs in my head that just they make so much sense, and then you get to manufacturing, it's like, are you fucking crazy?
Yeah.
Do you know what this is going to cost? Can we try? And then you got to pivot, you got to adjust, because this case could cost $2,000 by the time I'm done with it if I had my way.
That's it, right? But that's your thing, though, right? I mean, you could do whatever you want with the case, but if you want to produce a case and you want to have a right,
I can do whatever I want for myself.
Yeah,
but I want to make it attainable for people.
Yeah,
and I still want. Obviously, this is my living, so I want to support my family.
That's it, right? But no, Peter James, solid episode. We got to any last words, and I'm gonna wind it out with a song. And yeah,
listen, I appreciate the opportunity. This was my first podcast, so you popped my cherry.
I popped the cherry. I was just making sure I was connected on this and not anything else. But no, you know what? Thank you for coming out. Thank you for making the trek. Dude, amazing having you here. Great podcast.
Thank you.
Hit up. Is it .ca or .com?
.ca.
And I thought I was like Peter James.
I tried to get .com, but the author, Peter James, the actual UK author, who's a spec.
So I was like, and you know what? I was like, let me see if he's on Amazon. And I was like,
he is.
All I got was everything else.
His books are fantastic. I have to say that because he's a great guy. He bought one of our cases.
I was going to say, he had to have explored you. He's like, well, what is this Peter James do?
We were going to send him because we didn't realize that there was another Peter James. Mm-hmm. And then we did. And we're like, let's send him a case. But he had already, I guess his wife or his daughter had bought him a case. It was
fucking amazing.
Fucking awesome. So now it's like.
And I mean, as an author, like, if you're creating a book, this is something like, how can you not appreciate that? Yeah, and you're just like, look at it, right?
Honestly, he's a very, no animosity. He was a great guy.
That's awesome. That's great. Because, I was like, let me hit this on Amazon.
Yeah.
And I was finding some of the a lot of books by Peter James, and then some other cigar cases, which fucking crazy because all I literally did was just write Peter James. Search. Novel. What the fuck is this case? I'm like, how the
Yeah.
crazy. Hey, you're doing something good when that stuff comes up on Amazon because they're just like, oh, let me, and just like, no,
I'm just gonna
I
keep
got
going,
it.
man.
I got it.
Who
All
knows
right.
what's next?
You never know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, to the next episode. Peter fucking James. Get you some. It's not copyrighted.